Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is part 2, and I'm doing part 2 early because you all loved it so much, so I'm going to do it. Alright? So, Deku, where we last left off, was the 10 months of training, so I'm going to skip ahead, and I'm going to say who got into Class U1A real quick, and who's going to be staying. Kendo's in it, and also Minyeto's been cut, so also there's going to be another kid who, let's just say he has like wings as a quirk, like he has it's a mutation quirk where he has like wings that he can fly with. I'd say they're like metallic or whatever, and they don't really matter much. Sorry, I just got a really runny nose right now. Sinuses, I guess. Oh, that's better. Oh. Anywho, so Deku, he's getting ready. He's getting straight up ready for this whole attack. And he's kind of got like his gun here, like that one right there. And he's getting ready. He's just getting ready, and this is going to be skipped over to the USJ. I know, but we're doing that. And he's got a mounted gun that he can remote control, 2 drones with tiny machine guns on it that fire 9mm bullets, and he's getting ready in the USJ. He basically, how he got to the USJ was he opened the gate for the USJ and compromised their entire firewalls. Like, he hacked into them and got by all of it by using his handmade laptop. So yeah, Deku, he's just enjoying it. Well, not enjoying it, but more like using what he's got. So Deku, he sneaks over to the USJ, and that's how he got in there. And when he's just waiting for the villains to come, because he knows they're coming by like teleportation of some kind. And when he sees them come, he IDs every single last one of them, and has it like saved up on like backup drive on his computer. It's going like straight into a USB drive, and he has like all their names coming up and what they do and what their accomplishments are. He gets all of that shit, and it was pretty easily for him to get this. Mainly because I don't think anyone was hiding it that well. Like, no one erased their digital footprint. Like, he's getting stuff about their income. He's actually robbing some of them, because a lot of them make a lot of money, or just a good amount of money, and there's criminals, so why not? So yeah, he's got his guns ready. He's got a grenade launcher ready just in case the Nomu moves, or the sniper doesn't work. And basically what ends up happening is the grenade launcher's got incendiary and freeze grenades. It's one of each, so it's got one shot for each. And he's got regular M9, like this one, I would say, yeah, basically an M9. And he's locked and loaded. He's also got like his SMG with rubber bullets for like the smaller villains. And he's waiting. And he sees the class come in, and right when Aizawa jumps in for the villains, that nobody kid with the wings come in, and he tries fighting them. He goes for like the big villains and that Nomu, and the Nomu just impales him. Just rips his wings off and impales him. That's it. That's the end of that dude. Yeah, I know it's cold-hearted, but let's be honest. We don't need him. We know who's going to take his spot. So Deku, he basically just waits. Like, he's waiting for the perfect opportunity for it to stop. And right when it stops, Deku has the gun aimed down, and this is like a railgun basically. It's got a charger time, like it charges. So it ching, 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 beep, boom. The class just hears a loud boom. Everything hears a boom. And when the Nomu turns to look, its head's gone. Like, the whole entire upper body of the Nomu, gone. And that is when everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? The naval laser kid is like, what was that? That's like more powerful than my quirk. And Deku, he kind of just, he comes up from the shadows. He kills the lights by using a blackout, because he just hacked on the power grid and he made a blackout happen. And he comes up with an MP5, using his profiler to find the people that he needs to hit. And he blasts them down, mowing through the villains like crazy quick. And the rubber bullets are doing their job. They're knocking them out. They're taking them out. They're causing injuries. And that's when Tomura is like, what is this? What's going on? And the power goes up. And it's like, it's the villain hunter. And it's like a full-on blown massacre from there. Now, this is when Tomura kind of like has like, he has a bunch of villains go in, like a rock villain, and Deku, he just pulls out his grenade launcher with an ice grenade in it, and he blasts a bunch of them with the ice grenade, blowing it up and just freezing most of all the villains' feet. And then he pulls out a incendiary one and shoots it above the ones that are frozen, and instantly just fire rains down upon them, hitting them and burning them and just causing some injury and chaos. And Deku starts unloading more bullets into them, all the rubber rounds. He runs out of ammo, but this doesn't stop him. He takes a hammer and just starts hitting them and wailing on them and beating on them. And then when everybody thinks it's over, Deku, he kind of like cuts the power again. Everybody's like wondering, is he working with the ghost? And I would say, like, Aizawa's, like, noticing something here. He notices that the ghost and the villain hunter in the same room but not near each other. This is suspicious. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to change the 9mm rounds to rubber bullets because I don't want live ammunition in this. So we're going to basically make it that he calls in the drones, his cavalry, and the drones come in and they support him by covering him. And they blast down all the villains. And Aizawa doesn't get close because he knows what's happening. He's using himself as bait while also beating on anyone that gets close. And this is like where things get interesting because he's beating on people who are like twice his size. And Aizawa's come to the conclusion that the hero, villain hunter and the ghost are the exact same person, which kind of terrifies him because he realizes that someone this skilled has been hunting villains and saving people better than anyone else, like any other hero really. Like Deku's the number one vigilante. That's what he's known as. And the number one spot's held by both Ghost and the villain hunter. They both hold it, which means it's only one person though. And it's so terrifying because people are like realizing, wait, he's using both like some crazy environment crap as well as guns. It's the same person. Like Tomura, Shigaraki, and Kiriguri realize this. A bunch of other villains realize this, and Deku, he starts beating on them even more, using the drones to just unload more rubber bullets in them, and they just get nailed down. When it's all over, though, Deku is just standing there. He is standing there, panting. And that is when the heroes arrive. They see a bloody massacre, and they see Deku pulling out his gun, waiting for the villains to strike. Well, not villains, but heroes, because he knows that they're going to come for him. And Snipe is like, he has his guns, right? He's like ready to shoot Deku. Everybody's ready to fight him. And that's when Aizawa just stops everyone, saying that first attend to that injured man who they think is injured when really he's dead. And Aizawa just pretty much goes up to Deku. And he quickly, like, asks him, "Are you the villain hunter and ghost?" Deku just nods. And that kind of just, like, shocks him a little bit, because he didn't really expect a response like that. Like, he had a feeling it was, but he didn't really know. And, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, yeah, that's the USJ incident. And after the whole thing, through the few weeks, Deku is under, like, supervision by Nezu and All Might and all these heroes from the USJ that were there. And everyone's, like, wondering, like, who is he? Because nothing's picking up on him. Nothing, facial recognition, blood, fingerprints, nothing. Nothing comes up. And they're thinking, like, oh, he's got to be a spy of some kind, or some kind of, like, government agent. And it's like, no, none of the above. He's just a vigilante doing good work. And he just erased his data to avoid inconvenience. So, yeah, Deku is, like, really powerful in terms of just pure intelligence. They look at his gear and his phone and his tablet and his, like, computer and all that stuff, and they find that's all handmade. So the support class, like, the teachers are thinking of having him come to UA, because he did go non-lethal as much as he could. And after looking over the data of all those names that he pulled up, and encrypted data of, like, villains, of personal information of the villains, and that he can only decode, and, like, plans of how they were going to attack the USJ and how they did it, and, like, pretty much they just said there was a mole of some kind, but they didn't specify the name. They just gave a code name. So yeah, that's pretty much, like, what's going on. And they're just, like, wondering how they should proceed with this, because on one hand, they could have him be in Class 1A and supervise, almost, like, be a guardian within the shadows, and report to Nezu, All Might, and basically the higher-ups and teachers that are trustworthy, and then he could just get, like, a normal, like, a hero license, and we could put him out there, and he could do real hero work legally. So they're thinking of all these ways, like, what should they do? Should they turn him in? Should they make him a hero? What should they do? So they come to the conclusion that there is a spot open, and they give him the regular UA exam. They do a private one, though. And this one's based on knowledge, and he nails the written exam. And they do, like, as I was little test, his little fitness exam, nails that one down, because he's really fit. He's been active. He's been able to do a lot of stuff. He's outran the cops, all right? That's not something easy. And plus, outrunning Ingenium, yeah, not easy. So, yeah, Deku, he's, like, pretty fit. And then when it comes down to, like, the practical exam, their new practical exam, they didn't put robots in. Instead, it was teachers. And Deku, he, like, easily took them out, because he started just using, like, a pipe that he found, using stealth, using all kinds of takedowns on people, and stuff that he just looked up. That was it. And he used his phone, because his phone is a part of his quirk. And people are just amazed by how this works. Like, they're just amazed that he can use technology against people. And it's just surprising, to say the least, really, because it's like, what in the world? So they've never really seen such a quirk, and they kind of label it as hack. That's what they call it, is hack. And they later find out there was another person with this, and it was Izuku Midoriya. That's when Deku kind of just reveals his identity. Oh, hi, I'm that kid, hi. Yeah, that supposedly died. And after, like, a while, Deku, he comes into UA. Like, he comes into Class 1A, and everybody doesn't know him. Like, no one knew him because he was so covered up. He basically looked like this when he was in the USJ attack. He looked like this, kind of. And he was really scruffy. His hair was all over the place. He didn't get a haircut, alright? When you're living off the grid like that, you don't get a haircut. But he basically was pretty shaggy, and they were really surprised by how well he could clean up. So yeah, Deku's hero suit is basically just casual clothing like this, and that's about it, really. That's his hero suit. It's just casual clothing, like a trench coat like this. And yeah, he just tries to stay on the low end. And that's pretty much what it is. Like, he's got his lucky scarf, he's got this cool ass outfit. He's just ready. And he blends in really well. He had a hoodie at the first part, but now it's gone because he kind of was like homeless and nomadic, and yeah. That's pretty much what he did. And after a while, they find out that, these bank accounts are all like villain money that he's been using to just sustain himself. So yeah, and there's a nice picture there for all of you. But yeah, he's been sustaining himself on like villain money. So yeah, Deku, the badass. Alright, but yeah, so Deku, he was really impressive. Like, everybody was impressed by what he did. How they labeled the point-wise, though, when it came down to heroes he took out All Might, and Endeavor, and Aizawa, plus Nezu. And how he took out Nezu was interesting. So Nezu was in a crane, and they just thought, so it's like advanced tech. Can't be like normal tech like this. No, he just completely controlled the entire crane. Like, Nezu tried to use it, nope, shut down. Deku shut everything down. He used the blackout so much. Then he used, like, one ability that I like, which allowed him to send many, like, spam, like, the exact same thing to everyone's phone. So everybody digged through their stuff and looked at their phone, and just listening to all that, the ringtones, he was able to sneak behind people and just take them out very easily. And that's like what surprised a lot of people. He was able to take out so many people with just pure skill like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it so far. So when he comes into Class 1A, no one recognizes him. Bakugo barely recognizes him. Like, he's like, I've seen him before. Where have I seen him before? Probably a nobody. Probably like his quirk's not even useful. And I'm gonna say, for the fun of it all, they're gonna have a special hero versus villains. And they're going to say they're bringing out a hero versus villains. And the hero in question you're thinking is Deku versus everyone in Class 1A. And it's a type of team building exercise while going against someone who's skilled. And that was like kind of brought in by a bunch of teachers. So yeah, once they everybody's hero suits around, they see Deku's, and they're just like, wait, we've seen this guy before. No way, it's the villain hunter, aka the ghost. And they're just realizing, oh my god, he's so cool. And they realize that it's confidential information, they can't tell anyone. So yeah, Deku is dope, to say the least. But yeah, Deku, he's got a new weapon, in a sense. He's got a taser. Well, no, he doesn't get a taser. I'm gonna give him a shotgun. And this shotgun's special because it shoots out rubber rounds. Rubber buckshot, basically. And what ends up happening is, when he encounters Class 1A, it's not a bomb scenario, it's more like Deku has to get to the hostages and protect them. So everyone's near the hostages. And when Deku, like, he's using a bunch of tech that he's been able to salvage kind of through and stuff. And I'm gonna say, seeing how, like, before all this, I'd say All Might gave Deku one for all. we're doing that. I've gotten a comment that agreed with it, and I'm like, all right, you know what, we're doing it. But yeah, plus, I'm just going to say this. Does anyone understand that if you gave Mirio that one for all, you'd basically send him on a death sentence? Because it enhances quirks, right? It's going to make his quirk harder to control. You do realize that, right? Muscle's not everything. It's also about controlling. It's dumb that people sometimes forget this. Anywho, yeah. So, Deku, he's gonna be, he's gonna have one for all. And what one for all allows him to do, he just needs electrical device near him. And he's gonna be able to do a lot more stuff. Like, he was limited to just do explosion stuff and traffic jam kind of stuff and just a power outage. Now he can do some interesting stuff. He can use his phone to scan the entire area and get a full out, like, what's a good word for it? A full out, damn, I can't think of a good way of putting it. Basically, he just gets everyone's location by electrical devices or just electricity in general, really. And he's able to find everyone. Momo and even that guy that has electricity powers very easily. And he's able to sneak by almost all of the people that are patrolling looking for Deku. And he takes out like 2. And those 2, I would say, are Kendo, and he surprised Kendo, who, I'm going to say Kendo gets a crush on Deku after this, because she's never been surprised by someone like him. And also, I'm going to say Ida. And, yeah, Bakugo's waiting for Deku. He's waiting. And this is when Deku kind of just rushes in. He doesn't rush in. He uses basically he hacks into the phone of one of the people, and no, he's going to use the radio comms that they have, because most likely they have comms. Come on, let's be honest. So he uses the comms, and what he does is this. He says, he gives like a very fake area of where he is, like where he took down Kendo and Ida. He tells them where they are by basically saying, in their kind of voice, by changing it, the ghost has been spotted, basically where Ida and Kendo are. And it's going to be in like Kendo's voice. No, but yeah, it's going to be in Ida's voice. And yeah, so they all rush over there, except Bakugo, who's waiting. And I'd say Kirishima is also there to like because like he's got rubber rounds, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. But no, it's not how it works at all. So what ends up happening is, this is a fun thing. You harden your skin. Okay, what about the vibrations and shockwave that come through it? Yeah, that's something that a lot of people think about. And it's kind of how Kirishima got knocked out in the sports festival in canon. But yeah, so yeah, Kirishima, he hardened his skin when he sees Deku just fire right into his, right to his chest. And that knocks Kirishima out. He's pretty much just in pain, coughing, because he just, his ribs, 4 of them just broke. And Bakugo is next. And Deku, he's ready. So he rushes towards Bakugo, throwing his gun at him, and ducking over, kind of just trying to swoop by. And he just hits him in the back of the head with a good old solid punch, knocking him out. And Deku secures all the hostages. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah. So, yeah, he wins. And, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laying down in bed. It's just comfy, okay? I got a purple pillow on my head. I'm tired. Anywho, as you can see what time it is. Oh my god, it's only 10? Jesus. Anywho, yeah, you can see what time it is. Yeah. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a good day and a good night. Anyway, yeah, basically, Deku's broken. And an amazing quirk as well. It's such an amazing quirk. I'm glad I thought about this. Anyways, Darkseid will probably come out tomorrow. I kind of rushed a few things, so yeah, Darkseid's gonna probably come out tomorrow. Part 2 of Darkseid. And then the Batman might come out the next day, depending how tired I am. Anywho, have a good day and a good night. Night. Peace.